So I had made a video of my coming downstairs to look at my sorry, the light yogurt, and the yogurt was a success. I've never made yogurt before, and I was I mean, listen, people have been making yogurt literally for what, 2,000, 3,000 years, who knows. And the science with like the the cultures of acidophilus and bifidus, whatever, um, reacting with the lactase and the like mesh structure of the proteins, yada yada yada. I get it, and the right, when it's in the right temperature, blah blah blah. I've just never done it before. I've never made yogurt before, and I know people make yogurt at home all the time, but I figure most people probably have like, yogurt making machines, etc., etc., etc. Um, but I made a video and I realized it was just like completely awful. The camera worker was like, when you're watching the video of like a train wreck, like a disaster or something, and or like, you know, someone's like, "Oh, this flower only blooms once every 50 years," and right as the flower starts to bloom, like a moth flies at the camera or something. You're just like, okay, wow, you couldn't have kind of gotten that all figured out before you started filming. Um, and I also realized it was not presentable. I kind of caught a glimpse of myself on camera, and I was like, no. So I was like, all right, let me go run to the bathroom, comb my hair, brush my teeth, and kind of like make myself not look like the wild beast man. um, so long story short, it's like some whey, but I mean you can see it's like solid. I did try some at 8:26 a.m. It had been I'd put it onto my jury rigged overnight heating setup at about 9:37 last night, so it's like just shy of 12 hours. Um, and I was actually really amazed that it worked. I followed my nutritional biology professor's instructions, and I looked up some stuff online about how to kind of ensure that it would hold the temperature. I had created a little setup with, I have a candle warmer, and I had actually set a grate on the counter over the candle warmer so that it would kind of elevate it, because the candle warmer got up to like 220, and I was like, then I have a laser thermometer that I use for, like, I make a lot of like custard bases for ice cream and jellies and what have you. So it stayed, the bottom of the bottles, the container that the yogurt was in was at about 108. And the upper temperature on the top of the milk in the bottle was like 84, 86. I'm like, okay, this should work, but it just goes kind of against everything that society tells you. Like, oh, how long is that milk set out on the counter? 15 minutes. Not safe. Throw it away. Like, um, so I understand the science. The antimicrobial sort of inhibitive qualities of like the live cultures as they do their magic in the milk with overnight or a couple hours, whatever. But I just honestly wasn't sure about how it was all going to play out. So I tried some. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I was reading some stories of some people like, oh, they came downstairs and came into their kitchen, and it was a soupy, sour, terrible mess, or it didn't culture at all, or it, it like crumbled, like the setting was too fast and they got this like grainy, I don't know. So it's actually very smooth. Um, it had a clean, kind of like tart, yogurty flavor to it. It tasted like if you ever got plain whole fat yogurt or gotten fruit on the bottom yogurt and tried the stuff on top before mixing it with the fruit, that's what it tastes like. I can't help but feel like like Saturday Night Live where she's like, I make my overnight radiator salad. And I'm just like, um, so yeah, it worked out. I don't know if I'm not gonna get into the habit of making yogurt, but it was interesting. It was interesting. It was a fun experiment, and not the worst thing to do. I've been cooking and doing stuff like this for years, so I kind of had like a sense of like what I was doing. So I would say if you're gonna try and make yogurt, um, don't try and skip any steps though, because I mean this is dairy and you're having it sit at an elevated room temperature, for multiple plus hours, and it's not something you want to like. Oh, that's good enough. Like no, don't skip any steps. Don't. For the recipe calls for a quarter of a cup of yogurt, or a tablespoon of yogurt starter or whatever. Don't be like, oh, I'll just add a pinch. Like I think, you don't want to play God. Anyway, yeah, no, it was fun. So, just wanted to kind of video document the first time in my life. I'm gonna be 40 in May, and of all the things I've done in the kitchen, I've never made yogurt, so I thought I'd give that a try. Thanks for watching.